Hi, my name is Raina, and we're here at the Pigeonhole.
Take your time, you'll know why. In the end, we two lovers can never be friends.
It's actually really nice too when it's just really quiet. A lot of people come here to study, read. I brought a crush here once. It's nice to have conversation. It was raining, so we took shelter here. We had coffee. Well, I think that it's important to support local places that support local music and local initiatives and young youth cultures. So yeah, support that.
People actually want to express themselves. People like me, so I would like to express myself. So I think it has helped. This place has helped a lot to express, people's desire to want to sing, to want to tell the world. Because I think song is universal, it's from the heart, and I think Raina have done a wonderful job opening some sort like this,
You are running around with disease, and everyone on the side is fading to escape. The skin. So let me go.
I love that they connected with community, that it was more than just a space, and it was contributing back to the community, as well. What attracted me most to the cafe was a sort of, strong sense of social justice. I remember there was a showing on sort of migrant workers and stuff like that. That was I thought was really inspiring, and it was basically really connected with community, and that was what connected me to the cafe.
It's a very quiet escape away from everything, and they have literary readings, and they have all these arts events that independent artists need to survive. And Pigeonhole, I think, has been the forefront of this, and it's very crucial for developing our own culture.
It's just that it's so rare that you find a business or an organization that is dedicated to the community, and that's really rare in Singapore. I think people need to believe in communal spaces, and they need to come here, they need to experience it for themselves. It's just to find a place of one's own, and to find a sense of familiarity and comfort. Upset because there's just so much history here that I share with the kids.
We're having a benefit gig, so-called benefit gig today, where we have like 10 over bands who have decided that they're gonna come together and play an epic set. The cool thing is that we actually did our very first show here at Pigeonhole, and a lot of subsequent memorable shows were here as well. It's always had a really nice, cozy atmosphere, and the audiences are always very attentive and very kind. So it's always been a really great experience coming here. We know Raina and Ev personally, and we always think that they're doing a great job with this place, the way it's supporting the arts and music.
Our first time here was pretty interesting. It was one of the very quaint coffee cafes around here, and it's very unique. It kind of stands
pans out like that. You get a lot of cool people hanging out here, and they're all very nice. So that's why we want to do this benefit gig for them. We just want to try and chip in a little bit. The more they help, the better.
I guess for me it's like I've always wanted to play the Pigeonhole, and to know that I finally managed to play, and I feel like places like this gives people an opportunity to express themselves freely, and if you tear that down, that really is like a musician or an artist or just anyone's worst nightmare. But I hope the Pigeonhole comes back up, just like any other places that celebrate the arts and the music movement in Singapore.
It's a really good thing that's happening. We have a lot of open mics, a lot of songwriters are being able to have the opportunity to showcase their work. So yeah, you don't want it to stop. We need more places like this.
The cavern that opened in front of me over the lip of the chasm and held back the breath. Faces hidden, clad in battle-scarred armor and purple livery, they trooped past in columns, measured, almost mechanical movements, like CGI from one of the Star Wars movies.
I think it was an excellent idea when it started. We don't have enough of these avant-garde kind of places where the young people can meet, exchange ideas, and where unusual people can feel normal, right? So that's really excellent.
Reina was really good with connecting with people and then letting them know that he was interested in your life too. It's like, this is what we do. If there's an opportunity that we can give you a platform to do something that you like, I think that was his biggest way of sharing his vision for Pigeonhole with us. And like he said, he's done so much. I've been to some of the best events that I've been to in 2012 have been at Pigeonhole.
I think this is definitely a great place for musicians and artists and writers and all other artistic people in Singapore can really come together. And the Pigeonhole is different because in the open mics a lot of people sat on the floor. It was a very rural and intimate experience, and I don't think I've ever played a show quite like that before.
There's blood being spilt in this hole you left. Your veins run dry with emptiness. This worn out shell has caused you dear. Whilst your bones they ache and shake with fear.
There's a can-do attitude, which is best. I think that if it inspires other people to keep on doing their own thing, right, that is the place kind of living on after its end.
Something at the beginning of something new. If Pigeonhole closes for good, for me, I believe that's not going to happen for a long time. As in, somehow I think Ray and everywhere will find a way to open a place or start something new in relation to this. So I think it won't die.
And we never took no for an answer because inside us we knew that if we tried hard enough, we could do anything. Remember when our infallibility was reality? Do you remember? Because I do. But we toppled, didn't we? Fell over to hide and never see. We forgot that crying was okay. You remember your first fights? Hitting each other on the knees and crying not because it hurt, but because your friends did. Remember when music was nursery rhymes and listening to your background while you painted pictures of a fantasy world off in a corner, linking pinkies with your classmates.
Watch this.
Pigeonhole is an entity by itself. Like, I feel such a connection with it, you know. So I mean, and it represents a lot of things that everyone in independent art industry, so music, art, whatever, are trying to do. We work really hard to kind of keep true to ourselves, what we value. But like this as well, it's really hard. He lasted a good 2 years, and then now, you know, it's really sad to see that, oh, it's something that, not that it's failing, but that it still hasn't had that financial support to kind of run yet. It's a representation of a lot of everything that we're trying to do. So.
Yeah, and I think people need to know that, you know, that what Rainer did really well is that he kept to his principles. I mean, a lot of places, they sort of change up their style, they try to conform to like a way to keep themselves sustainable. But Rainer, you know, he paid everybody, you know, a certain price because he believed that they were professionals on their own. You know, like even like having acts here, right? He wanted like a certain standard, and you know, like the energy that is at Pigeonhole, you know, that can't be replicated.
As the night brings down its hush, the last creature asleep turns the silence of fall. Come to my window and sing your song.
I really hope that they keep doing what they love doing. I mean, I see the heart and like the effort and all the soul behind it.
The culture lives on, yeah. And we need people who feel strongly for this place, and feel strongly for our culture in Singapore to keep this spirit going. Yeah.
As you get these places where young people come together and exchange ideas, who knows what can happen? The next Bill Gates, the next Steve Jobs, you know. So I'm very much in support of what they do next.
Doesn't tea taste sweet when your butter is real?
We would definitely not let the Pigeonhole die. It will exist in one form or another. So if we don't get enough money to open a new physical shop space, we've got other ideas on what else we can do. I mean, we can exist online, and we can still organize things, and we can still try and build a community locally without having a physical space. Although having a physical space is much easier. But yeah, you know, definitely we'll carry on.
You're a fire at night. But consider the facts aloud. You live your life so bold. I'd save you if I knew the way out. It's past midnight till you go.
It's very heartwarming to know that we've got so much supporters and people who like our place. Eva and I would like to thank them all from the bottom of our hearts, and it's really nice to see that we are loved by so many people. So to everyone who helped out, you know, a big thank you. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
But consider the facts aloud. You live your life so bold. I'd save you